Hey, audio, everyone. Lost Leader here, back in action for more vlog attraction. And apparently, I'm dying. Stupid. Okay, so I just want to clarify something really quick. I actually finally have gone to the doctor. So now I can actually, breathe and stuff like that. But they gave me a whole bunch of junk for my lungs. And they gave me, an inhaler again. So now I have an inhaler to deal with. Got to use that every 6 hours or so. I try to do it now, but honestly, I still don't know how to use an inhaler, so it's very new to me. But it's been helping with my lungs and the wheezing and whatnot. But I have two other things here. I got this this is weird little nostril spray I put in my nose like this, and it helps clear the nose, and I'm gonna be using that to go do stuff and whatnot. And admittedly enough, a lot of my backup nose problems that I've usually been having have been clearing up. And it's like, hey, would you look at that? Modern science actually did a thing. And I'm like, well, okay, that makes sense. People go to the doctor to get better. It wouldn't make sense for someone that would have their lungs being bad, like just straight up feeling like they're damaged, to actually go over there and get all that done and do that. I don't know why I didn't really put two and two together. Admittedly, that's my fault, my bad. I'm not used to a lot of this medicine stuff, and I got another thing here, little pill stuff here. I gotta take 1 tablet by mouth daily, so that goes along with my estradiol, 1 milligram tablets that I have, and it's very weird, in all honesty, when it comes to getting all these things. I feel like I'm an old person. I know I'm 30 or something, and that's really bad, quote unquote. But it's still one of those things where just I feel like I'm older than I actually am with all these things going on. Hopefully this will all be temporarily, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, wowzers, I really still don't take care of myself as much as I would like to. And it makes me really sad because honestly, I've been feeling very unattractive lately, and it sucks because it's an ongoing thing that I've always had. If you haven't been around these vlogs for very long, suffice to say, I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way any of this is presented and whatnot. I have a great amount of gender dysphoria and whatnot to boot with that situation, but it comes and goes as it pleases, and a lot of times it happens at work, and lately at work I've been feeling very fat, and that's just something that happens because, hey, I do tend to eat not in the healthiest habit, but at the same time I don't really I don't eat a whole lot in comparison to the way I used to, and I feel like I've gotten better at my eating habits, and I've been doing better at all that stuff. I still do a lot of bad things, I still eat after 10 p.m., and you're not really supposed to be doing that, but I do that sometimes, and I eat candy more often now than I ever have before. I will say that much for sure, is that I've been eating a lot more candy than when I used to way back when. But with all these new stuff here, all these pills and inhaler and all that such and such, I could start actually eating some of the things that I used to just ward off completely. And I'm not saying I'm going to eat them the way that I used to, because the way that I used to eat these things, potato chips and more of the salty variety, was still very bad, and I shouldn't be eating as much as I do. It's just a matter of, I knew they gave me coughing fits, and I wanted to avoid that as much as possible. But now that I have these things around, I don't have to worry so much about that. And it's just okay, cool. So I could have potato chips and water. And that's one of my favorite combinations all time. I love eating potato chips and drinking water. There's something just amazing about that combination. I've been craving it ever so often. And because my lungs, I wasn't really able to do that. I don't know why there's that correlation going on there. I probably should have asked the doctor, because I just asked her, hey, every time that I'm eating something salty or something that has so much sodium in it, my lungs have a fit about it, and just ugh, it sucks. But regardless of how I've been eating better or not, it sucks because estradiol ain't exactly the let's get the pounds off a hormone there. That's testosterone. Testosterone is the one that makes you slimmer and makes things go easier and for yourself and whatnot. So I've been having to deal with that situation and realizing, hey, my metabolism not exactly the best, and I do have to worry about the estradiol actually making it so I gain more than I usually would with these little things. And even with all these little habits and whatnot, I've been being larger than I usually am. I'm not hanging out with people as much as I used to, for better or for worse, or for any other situations. Not that I don't want to, it's just something that happens. Like, people are busy and then I get busy and then they're like, hey, want to come over? Like, I can't because I gotta do this, and that, or things like that. And just, I've been trying to go to the gym, like, throughout this course, like once a week and all that stuff. But as of this month, I haven't really gone to the gym yet, which is weird because I was like, I haven't gone to the doctor all this time. And I finally started going to the gym on a more regular basis. And I feel like there's this weird pattern that goes on with me where my lungs get really bad and I just stop going to the gym altogether because my lungs they just, for some reason, they can't take going to the gym for long. And then, like, I'll get rusty with my workouts and whatnot, or rather work out as I only just walk and I watch stuff. I watch things on Crunchyroll and anime and all that such. That's what I do. That's honestly truly what I do. It's just a way for me to not be so lazy and just like be on the couch all the time and all that such. But it's just, it sucks, man. Cause like, I think I have things going for myself. I think I have things going right. But then I'll get like this really bad cough. And I was lucky because the appointment that I had for the doctor was made a month ago. It was made straight up a month ago. And I wanted to go see the doctor to go check on the cough about around the second week of November, I believe. And because of that, like, little situation, I was able to take care of that because the cough wasn't staying where it was. It was getting worse. And I was like, but why though? And like, I was wondering if it was because I was sick or because it was just getting colder or because of the wind itself. And it's kind of all those factors. I noticed that if I'm actually in a windy area, my breath like gets shortened and like I don't feel as great and I can't like walk as much. And it's one of those things where I'm just like, oh my God, am I getting older? Am I getting sicker? And I'm kind of at the situation where I feel like I'm getting fatter. I feel like I'm getting slower. I feel like everything around me is breaking down. And mainly enough, this is something that happens when you grow older of age. It just does. It just happens. What sucks though is that the lung thing was not something that I should really have at this current like age. And I have it. And even despite all these little things that I'm trying to do in order to improve my health and whatnot, it's only slightly working. Just slightly, because my lungs are so bad. And I decided to finally take a hold of that with the doctor that I went to go visit, because this month was so bad. And it looked like I was slipping back into getting like bronchitis or something like that. I don't feel like I have it right now or have like things going towards it, but it definitely feels like I was fighting it for the past few weeks. And it's just been some of that weird situation where it's just like, I thought I was done with this. I thought I was done with all this treatment and whatnot. Clearly I'm not. I'm not. Admittedly enough, I ignored this the first time through with my acute bronchitis. That's on me. This stuff is all on me. I blame it entirely on myself when it comes to that. It just sucks because it was like a month that I was sick and I have this to deal with, and it's not great. Doesn't make me feel good at all. And I wish it wasn't a thing. I really and truly do. Because I feel like I've gotten better with so many things. I don't really drink soda anymore. And I miss soda. I really do. I miss the taste of it. I like how it tasted. And it's gone. I personally cannot really have soda. Not even with these little things and whatnot. It's because it hurts my throat. It legitimately hurts my throat. And it's not really worth it to me to drink it as much as I used to. And if I do drink it, it's on very special occasions that just like I know I'm not gonna like do this every day or something like that. Like I'll probably have it for my birthday or something like that, or if like we're going out to a very fancy restaurant and whatnot. But for the most part, it's not on the table. I drink a lot of lemonade now, and I drink water, but I don't drink water nearly as much as I should, which admittedly is the next problem that I have to kind of take care of and whatnot, because water definitely helps my lungs for some weird reason. I don't really know all that. Again, a lot of this stuff is me not having medical knowledge and going like, this is causing this. I'm not sure if it's a correlation, but it's a causation. So I'm going to make sure to stay away from that, because it's also slightly healthier for me to do that. And that's what I've been doing. I've been avoiding sodium. I've been avoiding salts, because there was a correlation to me eating a bunch of salt and then me also coughing a whole bunch. And I was like, okay, so I probably just have bad lungs, and like my lungs aren't doing so hot with things. And just like, it probably wasn't the case. Probably some other things. Admittedly enough, I have had ammonia before. I'm not sure how many times I've had ammonia, because as I recall, like, it's one of those things, if you had it once, you're more likely to get it again, or some jazz like that. I don't know. Don't come to me for these kind of advices. I just know I've had it once. At the very least, I've had it once. I'm starting to think that had some long-term effects on the way that I was, in all honesty. And it's just one of those things where I'm just like, if I found this out sooner, maybe I could have lived healthier. I could have ran more. I could have done things more. Because, like, legit, it's one of those things where it feels like it could have turned my whole life around. And I could have been this totally different person when it came to my physicality and all this and that, and not have as much terribleness to it. And just, it's a downer. It's straight up downer that this is the way that it is. But we are catching it now, at least. Better late than never, I guess, as they say. And I have to deal with it now. And even though I feel like I'm fatter and I feel very unattractive at times, and I have to deal with this, I still have time to fix things. And that's the thing that I really need to be holding on to. And something that I really try to hold on to, because god dang it, I don't really have a whole lot when it comes to my body and my situation and whatnot. And I just, honestly, I wish I didn't really have a body. I wish it was more like I could just be like a ghost or something that plays games. I know that sounds kind of weird, but just, the body's too much at times. I like eating and I like drinking, but not to this point. Not to this point of just having one. Physical one is a little too hard to maintenance, I guess. But I've been trying to be better about how I live and all this and that, because I noticed that I get distracted with my editing and my games and things like that. I've been trying to clean my room and make sure it's not dusty anymore, as per advice of a friend, as it were. And I've been trying to get my room a little bit cleaner, have things just kind of like better. I'm going to try to improve my quality of life more and more as we go throughout this year and into the next year. And just, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't freaking know how to really do this, but I'm trying. And just, I actually have to care about my body, because my body is looking the way that I want it to look, and I want it to be more attractive, and I want to be more attractive, and I want to do all these things for it. And that means I gotta hit up the gym more. That means I have to take care of myself more. And it means I have to eat better. And I have been eating better. I just need to make sure to not do it as much as I used to, or rather get myself down on certain situations and whatnot. It's just a lot of small things and whatnot. A doctor recommended to me, like, hey, if you still have trouble losing weight, how about, like, we could probably qualify you for a surgery that actually shrinks down your stomach. Like, my stomach's like this size, like, shrink it down to like a smaller version of it or something like that. Like, something like that. I don't know how they want to do it, but they like shrink it down. I'm like, nah. The problem is not me like eating more or less. I mean, not now anyway. Not in the way that it used to, but I'm definitely going to look at certain meals and whatnot that I have and try to lower that down a bit. Although I will say that it's definitely hard with situations, because American diets you eat a lot in America. You just do. You eat a whole bunch. And it's very hard to not be tempted by that situation. Aside from that, I also have to go look for another endocrinologist to actually get my things in order and whatnot. That's the real reason why I went to the doctor in the first place, was to get a reference to that person. And I have no idea where to look on this piece of paper or anything like that to figure out who do I call next. So I'm probably going to call these people tomorrow or later today or something like that. Figure that out, and then I'll have a new endocrinologist to go to or something, and just everything is just, it feels like it's restarting again. And I just like, my goodness gracious, how often do I have to go through the same song and dance? Anyway, y'all, thank you all for listening to this vlog as I just panic over these things. But it's good to get it out there and whatnot, and I gotta go take these things, gotta do all that. Till next time, everybody, sayonara, bye-bye.